Hopefully you can see here the water level on the side of the pool. It's a little bit low at the moment. It should be no more than 2 inches from the top of the coping stone, ideally about 1 inch. If it gets too low, it won't get enough water through the filter and you'll damage the pump. As you can see, the bottom of the pool is nice and clean. The robot does a great job of that. I'll show you how to get that in and out of the pool and clean the filter in a minute. When the pool robot is still in the pool, ideally you want to make sure it goes to the edge of the pool so you can get it out, and then just come to the pool robot machine and press stop. You can see it stops right at the edge of the pool. There's a bit of an art to getting this out, as it has a habit of dropping a lot of the dirty contents back into the water. But one thing you must remember not to do is lift it up using the filter handle. You must use the main handle on the robot itself. So just pull on the cable and it will come to the surface. When it comes to the surface, just grab the big handle. Make sure you pull it out so that it's nice and level. Pull it out slowly to start with until the water level drops. If you pull it out too quickly, what will happen is it drops all the contents back into the water. If it's very full and very dirty, then you'll end up with a mess in the pool. But as you can see to the side there, it's not too bad, but there's just a bit of debris, just fine stuff which is easy to net out. Once you've got the robot out of the pool, just press on the yellow button and it releases the filter handle. This is what you must never lift with. As you can see, it's been broken in the past and I've repaired it. So as I say, click on the yellow button, take the lid off, and then press underneath. There's a yellow clip just there to release the filter. The filter's not too dirty at the moment. This is the second time it's been in today. The first time you put it in, it'd be really dirty. So what you need to do now is just clean it. This wire rack you can see here is what we normally use to clean the sock filter for the pool pump. It's also quite handy for cleaning the robot filter as well. Just put it on there upside down. Just hose it off. This doesn't take too much cleaning, as you can see, but you will need to clean it after it's been in the pool for about an hour, and if the bottom of the pool still isn't clean, clean the filter and put it back in the pool. Okay, you must make sure that the filter goes into the robot the right way round. You can see here at the front there's a slot, and that has to line up with the slot on the filter. So just stand it in and the slot should still be visible. Just put the lid back on. push the handle back down until it clips under. To start the robot off, you just have to lift it up and put it in the pool. And wait until it's submerged and touching the bottom. Once it's on the bottom of the pool, make sure you put the cable into the pool. Otherwise, it won't get all the way around the pool without snagging. Once you've done that, come to the console and you start off by pressing the button at the bottom here. Press it once and you can see the light flashing, which indicates it's going to do the bottom of the pool. If you press it again, it says it's going to do the bottom of the pool and the sides of the pool, but it's not very good at doing this, so I normally just keep it on the left hand one, which indicates that it's going to clean the bottom of the pool by the arrow. Once you've done that, there's a button here on the right which says minus 0.5 hours and plus 0.5 hours. That just gives it a time. If the pool's not very dirty, you can just press start now. If it's very dirty, I press that once and it goes on to the plus 0.5 hour, and it will probably spend about an hour in the pool. Once you've done that, you just press the start button, and then you'll know the robot started. You can see the ripple of water on the surface, and you'll see off it goes. I've already done this morning. As you can see, the bottom of the pool's nice and clean. But what you will notice, at most times of the day, there's a lot of debris and bugs on the top of the water. You'll have to net these off manually with a hand net, because the filter can't keep up, and I don't have it switched on all day either. It's on a timer. It runs for an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon, which is enough to keep the water clean with a bit of hand netting. I'm going to show you how to clean the filter and maintain the filter now. Okay, so this is the pool filter box. Get my shadow there. There's two covers. The back cover is where the motor and the pipework is connected, and the front cover, that one there, is where the filter's located. So, as you can see, it's quite clean in there now. I've cleaned it already today. As you can see, this is just the temperature gauge. The water's about 22 at the moment. That's nice to swim in. This is what they call the skimmer basket, and there's 1.5 tablets in there at the moment. It will normally get through a tablet in 5 days approximately, and 1 tablet in the skimmer basket is enough to keep the water clean. When you come to this, to cleaning this, it will be full of leaves and normally some flies and bees and wasps. So you just lift it out, take the skimmer basket out, and then you can just put the tablets to one side and clean it out with a hose. You can see in here, this is what they call the filter sock. Again, that is clean because I've already cleaned it today, but I'm just going to show you how to. So you just pull it out and just drag it up slowly until the water drains out. When this is dirty, it takes a long time for the water to drain out. And just put it on the side, and you need to take the bottom ring here away from the top ring. Take the top piece out, take the other piece out, and take the filter sock over to the wire cage and clean it. As I said previously, if the filter sock is very dirty, you'll need to do this every 3 days, But if it's very dirty, and because you've left it for maybe like a week, you'll probably have to clean it inside and out. This is the outside you're looking at. You can tell it's the outside because the seam of the sock needs to be inside. So to turn it out, just put it onto the wire cage and then thread it over the wire cage. Okay, so there you can see it over the cage, and the seam is now sticking outside. Now this is really, really clean. You won't believe how dirty this gets. It'll be absolutely caked in flies and bugs. Again, you just use the hose on full power to blast it, and you'll see the colour of the sock there looks like a nice creamy colour. That's how it should look after you've cleaned it. When you get it out after 3 days, it'll be a very greeny colour. So you just start at the top, get all the flies off and out of the seams, and then you just need to work your way down one panel at a time to clean it. Work your way round the sock, just cleaning it like this, getting any green off of it. Once you finish doing that side, you need to, oh actually there was some more dirt on it. Once you've cleaned the inside, I normally turn it back out the right way and put it back over the sock cage and clean the other side as well. But I'm not going to do it this time because I've already done it once today. I'm just doing this to show you. Okay, so now you need to turn the sock filter the right way so the seam's inside. Okay, once you've turned it back the right way, you need to put the outer ring over the top of the sock like this, and then you put the inner ring inside the top of the sock. It's got like a hard bead here, so you just need to put that so that it sits inside, and then the outer ring comes up to secure it. It takes 2 hands to do this, so I'm just going to do that and show you what it looks like once it's on. Okay, so as you can see, the inner ring is inside the sock and the outer ring just comes up and pinches the bead to make it secure, like that. And then you now need to put this back into the filter bucket, and there the easiest way to do that is to just pull it through the water and get some in the pool, get some water in it, and it gives it a bit of weight. And normally that just pushes straight down into there, but if it doesn't, what I normally do is take one of the handles for the net, just give it a gentle poke until you can feel the bottom. You can see now it's gone right the way down. And then to finish, you just put the skimmer basket back in on top of that, seat it down, and cover it back up. Okay, as I said previously, the back part here of the box is what contains the pump. So I'm just going to lift that off and show you inside there. Okay, as you can see, there's a small amount of water in the bottom there. It goes a bit green. That happens if you get any water surge, so if you get people jumping in and out of the pool, the water comes over the side and it ends up in the bottom there. It's a good idea to make sure that you check this regularly and just use a sponge or something to get it out. What you don't want is the water level getting to the motor, which it has done in the past. If that happens and you start running the motor with water in there, it will ruin the motor. So it has had new bearings put in the motor and it runs absolutely silently now. What you'll need to do in the winter is disconnect the motor. The electrics are in the boiler room. You just switch the electrics off and then open this small electrics box here and disconnect the motor there. You'll see there's another union there which did have this connection in it, which was for the pool light, but as you can see that's damaged and the pool light doesn't work anymore anyway, so I keep that switched off from the main fuse unit in the boiler room. Once you've disconnected the electrics, you'll need to disconnect the pump. You need to be very careful how you do this, otherwise you'll flood all of the pool water into the housing here. So what you need to do is disconnect that connection so that the water pressure is not there and the water goes back into the pool. If you disconnect it this end, the water will continue to flow from the pool and you'll just flood the box and you won't be able to take the pump out. So as I said, disconnect it here. Disconnect it here. That will lift up slightly and then let the water all drain out of that pipe that comes back to the pump, and when that's done you'll be able to disconnect the pump without creating a flood. So as you can see, there's a screw connection here on top of the pump and a screw connection there on the end of the pump where the impeller is. Just disconnect those and lift the pump straight out. It's not secured in the box, it's just held there by the pipe connections, which is absolutely fine. And then you can just store that where it's not going to get damp. And the reason that we do this is so that there's no frost damage to the pump during the winter. To reconnect the pump, it's a similar sort of process, but what you need to do is connect the pump and then prime it. Otherwise the pump will just pump away and it will just have air in the pipes and it will cavitate and it won't be pulling any water through. So you kind of need to do the same thing but in reverse. So you reconnect the pump, reconnect both pipes and this end, sort of do them loosely, and then you'll notice that this pipe here has some lift up and down. So what I do is I put this end back on so that the 90-degree angle is secured, and then I release this Jubilee clip and pull it apart, and then I fill this part of the hose with a hose pipe. Just pump it in as much as you can, because what will happen is the water will be the hose will fill this up and this and this, and it will remove the air. And then once you think that's full of water, just reconnect it here, tighten up the Jubilee clips, tighten the screws, the top one and the bottom one, and then go back in to the small electric box here, connect the electrics. It's just a push fit connector. This box is a bit worn out, to be honest, so I'm not sure how well protected the electrical connections are from water, but it's on a special fuse in the fuse room, so if water did ever get in there, it wouldn't be a problem. So as I said, you reconnect that, go back into the boiler room, switch it back on. The pump runs on a timer, so if it's not the time of the day that's set, just switch it onto manual and you'll hear the pump start running, and then you'll know if
the air's removed out of the system, because you'll see the yellow pipe on the side here starts pumping, and there'll be like a real jet of water coming out, and also there's a nozzle on the front as well, so there'll be water pressure coming out there as well. This is a bit of a bodge job here, because the nozzle was all corroded and broken, so I've just made this connection and positioned it to get a good water flow. But as you can see, there's a small white mark there where the tape on this pipe is coming away. You might have to reposition that from time to time and just remake the connection and put the pipe back.